In today's video, we're going to talk about the Little Genius number 8 plow and some fixing that I need to do on it before I can take it into the field. And we're going to see if the parts that I just got for that Farmall M finally can get it running. Stay tuned. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Just out here working on the Little Genius, and I pretty much concluded quite a few things, and I'm going to sum it all up in a nutshell. This bearing's no good. That's probably the original bearing. There is grease in there, and this should spin. That should finger spin, you know, when I hit that with my boot. And, you know, does it turn? Is it weight bearing? Yes, because when this whole apparatus lifts, this is one of the 3 wheels. Now, having said that, I don't think it's quite a third of the weight. I mean, I think, you know, these front steels probably take, you know, 80–90% of the weight, and then this picks up the slack. So I did pull that tire off there, but I got a couple hits on the Old Plow and Implement Facebook page. And really what I need is just whoever I buy this whole assembly off of, I just need them to unbolt it here, and then flip over to the other side here, pull this bolt out, and then give me the whole apparatus. Oh, and then, you know, you got a pin here that you're gonna have to pull and pull this out, and then just, I want the whole apparatus. So I'm just gonna put a whole new, it's gonna be kind of plug and play, you know, same setup, but I thought it would be cool because right now I'm on rubber on the trail wheel. I thought it'd be cool if I could get one and put a steel wheel on there. If I can, I'll just throw the rubber wheel back on there, but no big deal. And that's where I'm at with the Little Genius. Yeah, we'll be plowing here shortly. The good thing about these fields around here, yeah, we're wet as water, and I said that in my last video, but we dry out fast because this is all river bottom ground. Check out that plow. It's going to do some serious turning. I'll work the living dog snot out of it as soon as I get that trail wheel assembly fixed and go from there. All right, we're back to tinkering with the M. Why? Because I got the right one. It's the 1442 and the Delco was the 1142. Let me show you the difference. You know, your IH distributor, it's going to have this little horseshoe base to it. All right, so in the distributor you have those 2 little screw holes, and this is a base plate. That's going to go in around that, just like that, and those 2 holes screw right in. And then the module's going to go right on those posts. I'll be back in a flash. Okay, so I got the base plate in, and then I'm going to take this module and just slide it right over the post like this. Trying not to strip the threads off those posts. But anyways, that'll be good enough, and then two nuts that this came with will tighten that down. Alright, so the module itself is attached to the base, and what you need to do next, I have this old, I don't know what you're going to call it, comes on the wires themselves, and you pull that right through. So I'm going to want to get this old one out of here just so I can get the new one in. Alright, now just come right up through the side of the hole there in the distributor. Pull everything through. Make sure you got your rubber boot comes through there. And it will pull it by the rubber itself, not the wires. Make sure it's nice and flush underneath. See that lip right there? That should be nice and tight and flush. Now this will not stop all water from getting down in between these wires and going down in there, but I will show you a little trick that I learned, and I'm sure a lot of you do know already. You can see these wires are loosey-goosey, and that's not going to work, so now I am going to pull the wires. 1 wire at a time, of course, no big deal. Slowly but surely, and they're going to tighten up and not get caught around that. Yeah. So we're getting ever so tight. And there we go, and there we go. Okay, and I'm fairly satisfied with that as long as it's outside this little post here. Shouldn't get caught in anything or of the sort. You just want a direct line going from the module out. You know, wires in here loosey-goosey are not going to do you any bit of good. Just get some nut drivers here and tighten these up. You know, and don't have the wires pulled so tight that it's actually putting tension on the module itself. But we're in place, we're good to go, and I'm going to go ahead and get these ends on here. That's just a splice and dice, no big deal, really easy to do. I'll probably shrink wrap them and go from there. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is get your magnet in place. Now I do have an old magnet that I used, or I pulled off an old Pentronics. Why I'm keeping it, I don't know. When you buy a new kit, you get a new magnet anyways. But you want to get this magnet down. Yeah, it's just circular. Yeah, it just slides right down over this, and you can see where the magnet itself is. There's just a little lip here. That's not the magnet, this is, and it should be nice and flush with that module, because I think there's a switch in that module that opens and closes based on the magnet itself. So if it's not down over that post properly, you'll go to start this thing and you won't have spark, and you'll wonder why. It's probably because your magnet's not pushed down on that post far enough. Okay, and then your rotor goes right over that, and then we're going to put the cap on, and we should be good to go. And I got these crimped on, these ends crimped on. They sent me 2 reds. I'm not sure why. Must have been hey, we made it on a Friday and we were in a hurry, so I had an extra black over there to go with it, and I just used the old one and crimped that on because I'm weird like that. I want my positive red, so yeah. If you remember in a previous video, this coil tested out about 3.2, which is in, you know, operable range. You can see there, this is a 3 ohm flamethrower. Now, if this was an electronic ignition on a 6-cylinder gas tractor, this would be a 1.5 ohm flamethrower type. So it's within a workable range. If this tractor does not fire up, I'm gonna say the battery's dead. No, just kidding. But it should be okay. And man, our chicken's fighting like crazy over there. Should be good to hook. The one thing I did want to emphasize, and I did this also in a previous video, is that you want a drip loop coming out of here. Most people store their tractors indoors, and I highly recommend that you do for various reasons. We'll go into that in another video, but you want your drip loop down here, so when the water, if you're out working in the field and it's just a little misty, don't know why you would, maybe planting, you know, you're trying to get your seed in the ground, the water will run down and drip off the bottom of this. Now I will take a small zip tie and kind of tie this together so it does stay down and whatnot, but do not, one thing do not do is trim these wires coming off that module. I've seen people trim them and then they come straight out, run here, and they trim and then go to the ground. And you do not want to trim these at all. You want to make sure you have a good drip loop. Moisture and electronics, no good. So we're going to see if we can fire this thing up, go from there. Hopefully I got enough juice in the battery. I wasn't smart enough to put it on trickle charge all night, or otherwise I wouldn't even be slightly concerned. But this thing should be good to go. Will it start? Butts in the seat, turn the key. Yeah, and there it is, folks. It's that easy. Got any questions, leave them in the comments below, or if you've done this yourself and you saw me do something that you didn't agree with, or you do something I don't, let me know that too. But we got fire again. Like I say, eventually I'm going to change that coil out, get a new coil on there. It's been probably 3-4 years. Very hard running. But I knew that's what it was when I went to start the M, didn't have the fire. I knew the module had burnt out in this. Doesn't matter who argues with you, if you've been doing this a while, you're gonna know why you don't have spark. Sure love it when a plan comes together. Boom! Red power.